Hello and welcome to this introduction to Xamarin in Visual Studio. So I'm going to start by creating a new project, and that project is going to be a Android. So templates, Visual C, Android, blank Android app. This is the easiest one to get started with. I'm going to title this Hello World. Okay. Oh, I'm going to title this Hello World 2. So as we get started here, we're going to see the project file. Okay, so today what we're going to be focused on is the file hierarchy. So when we start here, we have properties. So in properties, you have two files. One is the Android manifest.xaml, and the other one is the assemblyinfo.cs. You don't need to change the assemblyinfo.cs, and the Android manifest is actually where you ask for permissions and set permissions for the app for Android. But in Visual Studio, the best way to go about to access this is to actually not use this file here, because as you can see here, this is in XML. But if we go up to the project and we go to properties and we go to, I'm just going to go ahead and say yes to all, and we go to the Android manifest, we actually have all of the Android options here, such as access to phone, add voicemail. So in order to get to the Android manifest and set permissions, you actually go through the project and then you go to properties, Android manifest. Next, we're going to move on to references. In references, we have the different things you need to use to write your code and to get it to run on Android devices. This includes the mono.android, which is what lets us write C# and make a native Android application out of it. Next are components, and if you right-click on this and you click on Get More Components, you open up the Xamarin Component Store. All of the items in the Component Store have been reviewed by Xamarin to work in Xamarin well. Also, there are components here that are both free and also paid, such as the T-chart charting library. Moving along, there is the Assets folder. The Assets folder is for files that you want to embed in your application. These are not read-write files, they are read-only files. A good example of this is if you have a font that you want to use in your application. This is where that would go. Now finally, we're going to go down to the Resources folder. And you can see that there are a variety of folders already created in this folder. We are going to be mostly looking at layout and values. In the layouts, this is where your views are. So the actual UI elements for the screen. So we're going to go ahead and click on main.xml. And this will take a minute, and this is opening up the Android designer so we can actually see our user interface. Okay, so here we go. We have the user interface, and we're going to go ahead and click on it. And you can see that below here comes up some information about the button. So I can set different things about my button. And also there's a source tab here where I can look at different actions and type in
XML.
Now you'll notice here, oh, let's see, let's go back to here. Now you'll notice here that for the text, it says string/hello. But in the designer, it actually has a text there, so it's hello world. In order to update this, we actually go into values and strings. And you can see here that the string name hello equals hello world click me. So if I was going to change this, and I typed, ooh, please click me, and then I went back and we can see that the string was updated in the designer. So for layouts, this is your user interface items. And then for values, this is where your strings or text that is used in the user interface items lives. Now we're going to continue down to the resource.designer.cs. Now if we open this, we can see quite a bit of code here. And this is something that you do not edit, and it is auto-generated for you each time you build the app. This is how your C# code can interact with your user interface. Each user interface element is assigned an integer that is used to identify it. So for example, we have drawable class, partial class ID. So we have a layout, main layout, string hello. So this is the integer for the string hello. So now we're going to continue down to main activity.cs. And this is where you are going to write your C# code. So we can start where it says for this activity, main launcher is true.
This sets the UI for this activity.
And if there is an icon in the drawable folder, which is also in the resources folder, as we move down, next we have the onCreate action, which is called to start your app. Now setContentView tells the app what UI to set on launch. So this says resource layout main. So it would set the main layout as the launching layout. So now the user interface is set, and I can go ahead and write C# code to connect with the button. And then also on the button.click event, I can change the string to a different string, which counts the number of clicks. So this is a quick overview on how to navigate the file hierarchy of a Xamarin Android project. We suggest you download a sample app to continue learning about Xamarin best practices and to see more complicated apps in action. Thank you.